The next function we have is COUNTAX function. As as the name is suggesting COUNTAX, it counts the number of rows but the non-blank rows, right? But uh, there will be an expression over the table that will be evaluating the result, and then we will be counting the non-blank results for that. So that's the COUNTAX function. It is designed to handle expressions that may return non-numeric values such as text, and it also includes boolean values also. The COUNTX function that we studied in the last tutorial was not designed for text or booleans, but COUNTX function also considers text or boolean values. Now its syntax is COUNTX, and as the parameters we pass table and an expression. Table is the one in which we will be counting the number of rows, and expression that will be iterating row by row and will return the set of values, and that will be containing the values that will be counting. It returns a whole number, so there would not be any decimals here. And when the function will not be able to find any of the rows to count, it will return a blank. And it is not supported for use in direct query mode when we are using calculated column or RLS rules. Now, if I go to my Power BI desktop, I have this separate table for my DAX, all of my DAX expressions, right? I have already attached the link of how to create this separate table for calculations in the description. You can check from there. Now, from this orders table, so for example, if I had this uh, function in the last tutorial, right? There we have used COUNTX function, and we were calculating the profit for rows greater than zero, profit greater than zero, but that was not evaluating or considering the boolean value. So that's why we used if condition there. But if I try to use here the boolean result, only the profit greater than zero, then what will happen? Let's see. By creating a measure over here, number of profit count by count ax function, and here I'll be using count ax, and table is orders table we have, right? The table we are considering this orders table, and the expression is profit. We are just checking whether this function will consider boolean or not. So this way I am considering this profit greater than zero. Now let's have one value here, and I'm using this card, right? So it has returned me the anyways it has returned me the incorrect value, but it is considering the non it's considering me the boolean values also, profit greater than zero, right? Now if I try to evaluate this, why it is giving me so, because it is not unable to filter this condition, so we have to apply the filter there. So how do we apply a filter inside this? We will be having one, we will modify this logic once. So let me just shift it to the next line. Here I'll do, I'll use here one more function, that is the filter function. Inside this filter function, I'll give one orders table. So if you see, if I use filter, it will show me the syntax table and the filter expression. Just like COUNTX, the similar syntax is this, but filter function returns a table that has been filtered, right? That means a table output it will return. So inside this we have orders table, and post that filter expression. The filter expression will be a this expression. So we have to find out the profit greater than zero. Then we are into expression of COUNTAX function. So the same expression we have to return. We have to count the uh, values here. So if I commit it, the same result it is giving me. So here we have used count ax function to do the same value. We have done the same thing in both the expressions, but here we have used COUNTAX function where it will not consider the boolean values. If this expression returns booleans that or a text, it will not consider it. But if we have the boolean values in the text values, then it will consider. Then how it will consider text values, we have the example for that also. Let me create one more measure here. Here let me just show have one for example I have if I show you first the table. Here we have the orders table, and inside this orders table we have region, right? So we have four regions here: central, east, south, and west. And we have four values: sales, quantity, discount, and profit. So let's say, for example, I want to filter the table from a region to any of the one region and want to calculate the total profit or the total sales amount that I have been achieved for that particular region. So that way I can use this filter COUNTAX AX function. So I'm creating one here. Let's say total profit for central region, right? So here, or count of profit, how many times I have made the profit for the central region. So I'll be using COUNTAX function. Then again, as we saw, I'll be using filter function to filter that out, right? So for filter function, we have one table as orders table. Then filter expression for this filter is we have to uh, re- filter on the basis of region, and the value is central. We need to find out the value all the data for central region. Then I want to count the profit. So I instead of inside expression I can give the profit only, right? So it will check the profit. And if I close the bracket, now inside one card we can show this value also. Yep, so here we will be having count profit for central region, this measure we created here, and this is the result. So for central region we made the profit this many number of times. We can just copy the formatting from here and paste it here. So this is our result. So that's how we use this count ax function. I hope you understand the difference between other count functions and count ax functions and how do we use it.